everyone, and welcome to your second reading of this Saturday afternoon, your second royal reading, the second reading on Doria, D-Day I'm calling today. It's all about Doria today. I have got the Lunar Soul Tarot on the tarot table. It's my Woke Tarot deck, and I am reading on her. She's in the news. She's in the news because she was facing the camera on in the docu-series. First time we've heard her speak, first time we've really seen her, first time we really heard her say anything. But also, according to Neil Sean, she was not only in front of the camera, she was behind the camera. She was the one filming the Harkles at home as they were going about all the things that they were going about, as they were complaining, as they were watching themselves on Oprah. And I want to know why. Why did they use Doria? Why didn't they let Netflix into their home? Why didn't they use the Netflix footage that they shot in New York and Uvalde and wherever else they were? Why didn't they use that footage? And how did Harry feel about having Doria behind a camera or sticking a camera in his face all the time? So his feelings on all of this, and the impact of this information now being made public. That it was Doria. It was all Doria. Not all Doria, but it was often Doria. He was taking those intimate moments of Harry and Meghan in their home, the kids, and the pregnancy, the bump, all of that. Has that got something to do with it? That Doria was the one trusted to film that bump? Right now, let's remind you that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes. It is all just my opinion, all just speculation. Use the royal family to read on because they're an archetypal family, very public family. They're a good example for those of us who are struggling with our own lot in life. And so we have learning opportunities from the royal family, and we thank them for that. And that's about it. There is a disclaimer in the box below, and we're ready to go. 5-card reading and underlying energy. We got the Knight of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands is a charge in and out energy, very excited, very enthusiastic. That's Harry, I would say. Harry, and now we've got to make a docu-series about ourselves. Didn't expect that, did he? But there is the Lion, the Leo energy, the Meghan energy. There's Harry, the Knight. Of course, it's a good combination card for Harry and Meghan, but they're in reverse in the underlying energy here. Wands are about media and selling a narrative and all that stuff that we know all about now, thanks to the Harkles. Nobody can be fooled by PR anymore. Thank you to the Harkles for that little lesson we got. And Knight of Wands in reverse is a pretty angry energy, actually. Fed up with the press, fed up with media intrusion, quite unstable. It's a card of travel, of journeying, of not sticking around in a home place. There is all of that. There is that moving in a sort of fit of pique. Off, I'm leaving, I'm going away. I know I'm not going to have Netflix cameras in my house. I'm going to have Meghan's mum film me. If we've got to have cameras in the house, dog's having a good old shout outside. He's got people in the house visiting that he has learnt will take for walks if he barks loud enough. He has already been on a walk this afternoon, but there's nothing stopping him trying for another walk this afternoon. So, but anyway, it's an interesting card because it gives me an impatient, kind of angry, petulant energy. Well, we'll just leave and we'll go. And oh, really? Now I have to film a Netflix series, a docu-series? But you told me we didn't have to do that. Oh, well, okay, Doria will do it. Fine. That's what's going on here, the underlying energy. Let's see the situation. What is going on with Doria filming it? We've got the 8 of Cups. Unhappy. People in that little rowboat leaving their sorrows behind and heading off away from their misery, from their woes. We've got energy of traveling, of leaving. And it was the same energy in the previous reading I did on Doria. Doria seems to be quite instrumental in the decision to leave the royal family and go back to California. Quite instrumental according to these cards. And so we get another one of leaving troubles behind and it being documented as they did it. It was clearly documented. It was something that they clearly wanted to do from the beginning. And who was around from the beginning? Doria. So it was on their minds to leave the unhappy situation back in Britain and go away. So Doria was conveniently around and trusted, I think, but we're going to see. We are going to see. So why did they use Doria in particular? Why did they decide to use Doria's footage and let Doria do all the work? Why? We've got the Queen of Discs. And that's an interesting card because she is a Queen of Discs. She's a Virgo, as far as I know. I did look it up. So she's a Virgo. And look how she's got her sort of hand on those two little creatures, calming them down. I'm grounded. I'm wise. I'm Earth Mother. I'm I'm completely different to the royal family and all the drama and all the nastiness and the coldness. You can trust me. You can trust me, you dear little creatures, you fragile little Bambi. You trust me. I'm calm. I'll soothe you with my nice voice, and you won't have to be stressed, and you won't notice me. And it's comforting. The Queen of Discs, the Queen of Pentacles, is comforting. I was wondering if something was being hidden. I personally think something was being hidden, but more I think it's to get this petulant prince off his high horse and say, calm down now. We have to do this. We've got to tell our narrative. We've got to get our truth across. Speak truth to power. You know that. We've got to do that, and Mum will do it. There she literally is. Mum will do it. There's the tree, and there's Bambi, and everyone else, and Mum with her soothing touch will do it. How did Harry feel about having Mum stick a camera in his face wherever he was and whatever he was doing? Was he for it? Was he upset about it? Did he like it? King of Swords, well, he was on his little journey, his truth-telling mission, the King of Swords. There up in the clouds, there with his sword, there with his truth. Speak truth to power. There's our King of Swords. Mighty. He felt very, very alpha male. Actually, weirdly, I don't think many men would feel that way if their mother-in-law was trotting around while they cried and did guided meditations and whatever. And it was all caught on camera by their mother-in-law. I mean, where wasn't she? She was in their bedroom. She was wherever they were. There was Doria. But it made him feel important. It made him feel powerful. It made him feel like he was speaking truth to power and getting his story across, his truth, and slashing at the royal family. I've never seen that energy. Well, I can't say never, but I can't remember ever having seen that card depicting Harry. I don't even want to call him Prince Harry, that wimp. Why didn't they use all that footage? Seemingly, I have to put my hand up and say I have not watched, and I will not be watching the 6 episodes, but seemingly they did not use the footage that was filmed by Netflix camera crews in New York when they went on that Ford tour, when Meghan went off to the awful event in Texas where the children were massacred, and they haven't used any of that, let's say any of it, correct me if I'm wrong, but they seem to really be focused on the home movies, the selfies and all the old footage. Why? And we have got duality. That is a new card that is in this Lunar Soul Tarot. A new card. It is not a card that is in Rider Waite. It's a yin and yang energy. It is about the two energies that our universe is basically built on, the positive and the negative. And I'm going to have a reach over to the little book and see what the little book wants to tell us, because as I say, it is a very own and particular card. It says, where lies absolute reality? We're talking about truth here. Where lies absolute reality? When one thing depends upon another. The great without the small, the beautiful without the homely, active without the passive. Goodness me, I'll skip that. We get the same thing. We get the idea with that. But the next paragraph is, I think, where universe wants me to focus. How do we judge by our own absolute standard when a truth for one may not be so for another? Our inner worlds, perceptions, experiences are each as unique as our fate. Some people might dispute that. What is fair to one may be an injustice to others, an intransigent binary, rarely crossed. Observe the duality and know the interrelation. Perspective defines all. Wow. Wow is all I can say with that. Perspective defines all. So they wanted Doria's perspective. They did not want Netflix's perspective. Those camera crews that were trailing around were capturing them being kicked out of the United Nations, being heckled at that school in Harlem, that very ill-advised trip to lay flowers at those children's memorials. It was appalling. I don't even want to talk about it. That did not look good, did it? But the Doria stuff that was captured, that perspective, that's what the Harkles wanted. Wow, wow, wow. First time this card has come up in a reading for me. And, outcome of this, now that we know that it was all Doria, it was all home movies, filmed by Doria. Is anything, is it going to have any kind of impact? Is anything going to leak? Is anything going to come out of this? Well, we get the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands is the self-protective energy, the embattled energy, the wounded warrior energy, but you make your last stand. You are protected, you've got a boundary around you. It's going to tell people that there is no boundary around that wounded warrior. He doesn't have anything protecting him now. He doesn't have scaffolding around him. He doesn't have the royal family around him. He doesn't have those usual edifices and structures around him. It's all fall down here. It's all fall down. He's vulnerable. He's exposed. He's weak. He's fallen over, basically. He really is a victim energy. The wounded warrior, upright but victim, vulnerable. People are going to actually think, wow, Doria is prowling around with a camera, and there is this wounded guy who's clearly wounded, who's clearly distressed, who's clearly not seeing things in a particularly healthy way. And there is Doria with a camera. What on earth is going on in that house? And should there be a rescue mission? That's what people are going to be thinking. That is my opinion. Very much my opinion. As I say, using the royal family for learning purposes, archetypally, I am allowed to use that word archetypal. I'm going to use it in every reading from now on. Just by the way, that is your reading for today. A bit chilling, both of them were. And D-Day, Doria's Day today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.